Hey guys, welcome to Getting Algebra. Alright, so when you first get in here, the first things that you want to look at is, no matter what page you're on, you want to scroll to the bottom, because there's always little nuggets you might find. One of the nuggets is that right below my picture, you can find a link to the book meeting. This is not the only place it lives, but this is the main place it lives, right here on the first page that you see. And pretty much if I'm not in class, I'm in my office, you can reach out to me anytime. This is my class schedule for this fall. So again, you can, if you're on campus or near campus, you can swing by anytime. You don't have to book a meeting. But the book meeting there is if you want to book it out a few days in advance and want to make sure that you catch me. That's a good time to do it. And so, a couple things you want to know here is you want to look at the syllabus, which we'll do in just a second, and then you got to start here. But before I go anywhere else, all your homework and stuff is going to be in Pearson. So let me show you how to get to that real quick. So you're going to go to course materials, and let me be clear, you've already paid for this. So there's no sense in paying for it a second time. And if you do, you're out that money because I can't get that back for you. All right. So when you get into campus, you want to go to course materials. So we're going to the left, click it, and that's going to take you to the page, and you're going to see a little thing right here, and it's going to say launch courseware. You're going to click launch courseware, and it's going to say take you to a page where your access code lives. All right. Copy that access code to your clipboard, go back to campus, and then go to access Pearson. Right, and then once this page loads, and you're going to click this link, you're going to sign in. If you used Pearson before, you would use the same login, and then copy or paste that access code into Pearson, and then you're good. Or if you've never signed in before, go ahead and use your student email, and that will allow you to set up your account. Again, paste that access code in there, and then you're good. So that's how you do that. Now let's go back to the beginning, and before I start here, we can go over the syllabus a little bit. Once again, there's a book meeting button here. I've got it in several places, so never lose track of it. This is when the class is. This is when your book is. Which book is? You have access to a digital copy of the textbook once you get into Pearson. And if you need help with that, just let me know. In this class, you can only use scientific calculators. All right, you cannot have any kind of graphing functionality whatsoever. So the bookstore still has the one on the right. It's a good calculator. You can also get it from online vendors like Amazon or Walmart or something like that. Maybe pay a little less. So maybe you want to do that something later if you don't have one. There's a few ways to get extra credit, and they're listed here. Some are mandatory, some are not. So I'll let you look through that list. There are no makeup exams. You can always take the test early, but taking it after that window closes doesn't work. So you need it once the scheduling goes out and it becomes live. You want to get in there, get it done, and then don't plan anything else around that. Maybe you plan for 2 or 3 tests that day, but as far as life events, you want to try to keep doctor's appointments and stuff out of that and try to make sure that you make this a priority. Also, there's no late work. All right, it's 2026, so life these days, technology is great when it works. When it's not, when it doesn't work, it's always the most inconvenient time. So having tech issues keeping you from meeting your deadlines is not an issue. That is my problem. That's your problem. Right? And I'm not going to open up assignments for that. If it's something that's my fault or something that's just out of your control, we can talk about it. All right, if it's something that's my fault, I'll fix it absolutely. If it's something that's out of your control, we'll talk about it. But tech issues is not one of them. All right? This is a 15-week class, so you get 4 absences. I take attendance once a week. So whatever homework you've done for that week, you want to make sure you do at least one of them to be counted present. And then the following week, I'll check to see who's after the day passes. I'll check to see who's done. And so you get 4 times to miss your homework. After that, you get out of class. And I will be emailing you as you get closer and closer to that threshold. Hey, you're almost out of absences. Hey, you're out of absences. You can't miss anymore. And in that email, that's going to go to your student email, which is Outlook. Is going to be this absence bill form. This right here is a live link, so you can look at it, bookmark if you want to. But I'll also put that link in that email. All right, you want access to that. It's assuming you get cut out as fast. So make sure you do that. It takes usually it takes about a week, no longer than a week. It's usually faster than that. But you want to make sure that if you want back in class, you got to do that ASAP to get back in, especially since all your homework goes to Pearson, and that's how I take attendance. So if you lose access to campus, you lose access to Pearson. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you look down here at the grade policy, your exams are 70%, your discussions are 5%, your homework is only 25%, which is a good chunk. But at the same time, you can't pass this class on homework alone. So because of that, and because you want to have access to it during your exams, when it comes to your midterm final, you're going to need to know exactly what is going on and understand things. I'm going to allow you to use AI as a tutor, and my recommendation is, if you're going to do that, have multiple chatbots going at the same time, different ones like ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, or one of your other favorites. All right, and 2 different companies, and see if they give you the same answer. If they give you the same answer, chances are it's right. If it's a more complicated problem, like say a word problem, maybe they work it differently. And then you have just now learned 2 different ways to work a problem. You can pick which one works for you. So that's also good. That's what a teacher does, is teach you every way they know how to work a certain problem, and you can pick your favorite way. All right, there's your fall calendar. All right, so there's a handful of different ways you can get help. You can reach out to me anytime. Like I said, if I'm not in class, I'm in my office, and you can reach out anytime. You can do that by answering emails. You can use AI chatbot as a tutor. You can go to a real live tutor that Northwest pays for. Right here, you have where they're located on each campus and the schedule they keep. All right, you also have BrainFuse online tutoring, which allows you to reach out to a live person 24/7. You just book an appointment with them, and you get on and they'll help you out. So that's pretty good. And if you have any issues with campus, you would want to reach out to me first. If it's something that I can't help you with, then you would want to go to the other places. Now, the library is a great resource. You don't have to just read books there or write papers, although they do have a writing lab down there. So, but they do have other things going on, and you can definitely check that out if you haven't already. So on the other thing I'll say here before we move on to the rest of the course is, if you are supposed to have accommodations and you don't have that set up already, you need to reach out to your student support services person on your nearest campus. So on Centovia, it's Missy Kelsey. On Minnesota campus, it's Terry Reeves. And on Oxford campus, it's Betsy Grubbs. So if you're supposed to have accommodations and they don't know about it, you're not going to get accommodations. So you need to meet with them first, supply all the paperwork, and then your accommodations don't take effect until they send something out and you and all of your teachers, your classes have signed it. Once everybody signed it, they're now live and can be implemented. But nothing happens until you've turned all your paperwork in and they send out the stuff for us to sign and we've signed it. So just keep that in mind. So if you have accommodations or need accommodations, that's how you do that. All right, let's go back home. And we're going to start here. So you're going to start here. It's going to take you to the Getting Ranger Ready access. All right, so you have that Getting Ranger Ready class or course on your dashboard. You go through that, and at the end of it, you get an access code. You take that access code and plug it in here, and that will give you access to the entire course. All right, and then once you do that, you click next over here and take you to the welcome page. There's a little bit about me. You have the packet for this class will be right here. All the videos are mine in this class, and it walks you through the packet, and I'll show you a little bit in a second about what all the modules look like. And then you have your midterm is in week 7, and your last week 15 is when your final is. So specific dates are listed later on in the due date section, but just keep that in mind. So you click this link to print or download your note packet, and that will allow you to follow along as we go through the videos and stuff like that. Also, you have not everybody's cut out for an online course, so you want to make sure and kind of run through this checklist and make sure that you are in fact capable of being in this online class. And as long as you feel like you're capable, you want to click this link, take you to the student responsibility quiz, and check that out. Right? Once again, there's that book meeting button at the top right here, and that'll be at the top right of every module, every notes page and stuff like that. So again, so many places that you can find that at, and in case you need to book time with me. All right? So again, did access ready, access code here, and I'll give you access to everything else. All right? You have 2 discussions, one the first week and then one the week after the midterm. And then everything else is just homework. So you can access your homework here or by going to Access Pearson at any time. So let's look at what these lessons look like. So you have overview of lesson, a little bit of a definition of what we're covering that week, what you're responsible for. So week 1, you got student responsibility quiz, section 1, and these 2 assignments. Right? So 1.2, you got section notes. That is my notes worked out. The same thing we cover in the video. So that should be helpful for you as well in case you get behind or anything. And then so everything is my videos and my notes. So that's what that looks like. Right? So let's go back. And every week looks the same. Again, once you want to make sure that you don't miss anything. So the best way to do that is go to your picture over here and go to your notifications and set them up however you want. One thing that should be turned on is you want to make sure that your announcements come to you immediately, whether it's through email or through push notifications. So just be mindful of that. You can come through here and look at see what else you want to turn on or turn off. But you can do it immediately, daily, weekly, or not at all. But for announcements, you want to have them come out immediately for sure. All right, so let's go back. All right, so when the announcement goes out that you need to sign up for your midterm, you'll have a link to this page, which will come here, and you will sign in or sign up. If you're going to take it on campus with a proctor, you want to go through the Son of Genius here. If you're going to take it with e-learning, because maybe you're not local on campus, but you're still within the state of Mississippi, you can do smarter proctoring. And then if you're outside the state of Mississippi, then you have to get approval. You need to find a school and a proctor that will work for you, and then they need to fill out this form, and that needs to be submitted to e-learning and get approval. Now, you have several weeks to get that done, so you just want to get that done ASAP. And then as soon as you have your reservation information, you want to go to the bonus assignment, your exam time assignment, and fill that in, and I'll give you bonus points for that. That just helps me keep track of who's scheduled and who's not. Okay? So let's see. And then before you actually sit and take the midterm or the final, you want to do the proctor exam agreement. There's one for each one. And in order to open up the rest of this, to get to the exam time or the review itself or the midterm, you have to do that. Okay? So make sure you get that done. And then of course you have the review. What to bring, your calculator policy once again. Here's your review materials, your study guide, the answers, and you're working it out. And then basically all the questions that people usually ask for midterm, what's covered, how many questions, what's it worth, all that stuff. All this is right here. Okay? Let's see. And of course, you can access midterms the day of, and you pass for that, the proctor will have. So all that pretty much is the same. Your course evaluation quiz is your evaluation of me as a teacher. It will go live 2 weeks prior to it being due. So I think week 9 it goes live, and it's due in week 11. So you want to make sure that you check that out. It's anonymous, so even if I could see the results in real time, I wouldn't know who's done what and who hasn't. So once you complete the course evaluation, you want to make sure that you take a screenshot of something that shows me proof that you've done it and submit it here, and I'll give you points for that. Another way to get feedback is I'm always trying to improve Canvas and how everything is set up. So you want to make sure that this is just 10 questions, and you click on that. It's open now, but it just needs to be done before you sit for your final, and that will just give me feedback. Is there anything that you like or dislike about how I got everything set up in Canvas? Is there ways I can improve it? I'm always looking for information, but if you got bad news, just deliver it with a little bit of tact and grace, and that'll be fine. As my mom used to tell my sister, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So you can just don't be mean, and all is well. All right? So that's pretty much it. If you have any further questions, please reach out to me, and I will see you soon.